The 2015 Puritalia 427. Don't feel bad if this is the first time you hear about Puritalia Automobili. This startup company from Naples, Italy was founded only a few years ago and has yet to produce an actual automobile. With a goal to build exclusive Italian sport cars designed for purist drivers and car enthusiasts, Puritalia announced the 427 Roadster back in 2012. It took it 2 years to build the first prototype, but Puritalia's first production car is finally here. Set to be produced in only 427 units, the Puritalia 427 presents itself as a car that pay homage to the classic body shapes of the iconic roadsters of the 1960s. The lightweight convertible is actually a mix of Shelby Cobra-inspired styling, strongly suggested by its 427 badge, and distinctive Italian cues, two feats that make it quite unique in today's automotive industry. Its shell is not the only feature that goes back to America's legendary roadster. The sports car is also powered by a V8 engine sourced from the Ford Mustang GT that comes in both naturally aspirated and supercharged flavors. All told, the Puritalia 427 is a breath of fresh air among modern sports cars and a spiritual successor of the Italian muscle cars that once roamed the streets, Red, De Tommaso Pantera and Iso Griffo. Click past the jump to read more about the 2015 Puritalia 427. Exterior. The Puritalia 427 is gorgeous to look at, and it seems as if Italy just bought a license to build its very own Shelby Cobra. The Puritalia 427 is gorgeous to look at, and it seems as if Italy just bought a license to build its very own Shelby Cobra. That's not to say the 427 is a copycat of the Cobra, but the massive oval grille, the round headlamps, the bulged hood and the front fender louvers are there to remind us of Carroll Shelby's iconic sports car. The automaker even went as far as to install faux exhaust inlets on the sides, although the actual pipes are mounted in the rear diffuser. Speaking of the rear section, this is where the Puritalia 427 adopts a more unique design, with slim taillights extending from the bumper all the way toward the upper fenders. Both the trunk lid and the bumper feature smooth and simple styling, rounded off by a large diffuser-like piece. Two rollover hoops stand tall behind each seat. Exterior dimensions. Interior. There's no official data on what customers will find inside the cockpit as of December 2014, but preliminary images hint at a classic configuration with plenty of premium features. There's no official data on what customers will find inside the cockpit as of December 2014, but preliminary images hint at a classic configuration with plenty of premium features. The instrument cluster consists of 2 gauges and what appears to be a small display between them, while the dashboard and the center stack are rather Spartan, albeit not dated by design. The latter includes a navigation system, a shifter that reminds me of the Mustangs, and a host of switches and knobs finished in either aluminum or chrome. The main display is flanked by 8 C vents, while the passenger side dashboard is adorned by a 427 badge. The instrument cluster is covered in black leather with red contrast stitching, while the flat-bottom steering wheel and the shifter are wrapped in perforated hide. Same goes for the bolstered, motorsport-inspired seats, which also feature red stitching and embroidered headrests. Drivetrain. The former cranks out 445 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, while the latter comes with 605 ponies and 472 pound-feet of twist. Motivating the Puritalia 427 is a 5.0-liter V8 sourced from Ford. As you might have already noticed, the unit is similar to the Coyote found in the Mustang GT. The Italian's automaker offers the mill in 2 flavors, naturally aspirated and supercharged. The former cranks out 445 horsepower and 390 pound-feet of torque, while the latter comes with 605 ponies and 472 pound-feet of twist. Both versions of the Coyote mate to a 6-speed manual. Puritalia has yet to release performance numbers for the 427, but it's safe to assume the base model needs around 4 seconds to hit 60 miles per hour from a standing start, while the supercharged version should achieve the benchmark in about 3.5 seconds. Top speed likely sits in the 180 mph range for the range-topping model. Although the 427's drivetrain options are equally enticing, I can't help but notice that the name hints there's a 7.0-liter under the hood. The automaker provided no explanation as to why it picked this name, but my guess is Puritalia is essentially paying tribute to, or relying on, the heritage of the Shelby Cobra 427. Also, the reason why Puritalia chose a 5.0-liter mill instead of a true blue 427 is also a mystery, especially with so many choices around. Chevrolet Performance's LS7 crate engine is the first that pops into mind, but Puritalia could have used Ford Racing's 427 aluminum crate engine built on the Z351 block. The latter churns 600 ponies and 558 pound-feet in naturally aspirated form. But I digress. Drivetrain specifications. Prices. The Puritalia 427 will retail from €180,000 plus taxes in Europe, which converts to nearly $220,000 as of December 24, 2014. That's a whole lot of money even for a bespoke model, especially when compared to sports cars such as the 2015 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 convertible. Production is scheduled to start in 2016 with only 427 examples to be built. The first 35 units, which have already been commissioned, will be part of a launch edition. Puritalia says it will cease production indefinitely once the 427 cars are built by destroying manufacturing assembly equipment, unless for those required for spare parts. Now that's what I call commitment. Competition. David Brown Automotive Speedback GT. When it comes to modern cars with retro styling and V8 power, there are very few choices to consider. One of them is David Brown's Speedback GT, essentially a rebodied Jaguar XKR with Aston Martin DB5-like looks and enhanced luxury features. Not exactly a roadster and obviously larger than the Puritalia 427, but you get the drift. While the two are quite different when it comes to exterior design and body styles, they're equally intoxicating when it comes to horsepower and torque. Under the long hood of the Speedback GT lurks the XKR's supercharged, 5.0-liter V8, which sends 503 ponies and 461 pound-feet of torque to the rear wheels through a 6-speed automatic. The 60 mph run takes just 4.6 seconds, while top speed sits at 155 miles per hour. Launched at the 2014 Top Marcus show in Monaco, the Speedback GT retails from a whopping £495,000 before taxes. That's about $770,000 as of December 24, 2014. And you thought the Puritalia 427 was expensive. Conclusion. As a huge Shelby Cobra fan, I'm basically in love with the Puritalia 427. Sure, some of its exterior cues could have looked better, but I'm not the one to complain with so few neo-retro automobiles around these days. Other than the awkward 427 name, 5.0-liter engine combo and the massive sticker, the Puritalia 427 is just perfect, in my book. Hopefully this roadster will hit the streets in 2016. I'm saying this because Puritalia wouldn't be the first manufacturer to close its doors early for lack of funding. Love it. Modern interpretation of the Shelby Cobra powerful V8 engine, sporty, premium interior, manual transmission. Leave it very expensive. The 427 name makes no sense without a 7.0-liter engine. Still a prototype. Buy a Corvette Z06 convertible if you're not crazy about the Cobra-inspired styling.
If you liked this video, please share your thoughts in the comments below and don't forget to hit the subscribe button.